This could be dangerous. We're heading into a winery. My wife loves good wine. Let's eat. That
drove me here.
That eats us both. Okay, so we just stopped in at St Anne's Winery here, just near Bendigo. We've actually been to a couple of these wineries before. Been to one at Echuca and one near Ballarat. So we thought we'd better call in, try some of their really tasty wines, and actually buy a few bottles before we leave.
Nice in the summer. Do you want to try it?
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Do you want to just toast that? No, nice as anchor.
Oh yeah, I've got plenty.
This is true. There's Rebecca. Box of wine, as we would expect.
Oh.
Didn't take long, did it? Hey, didn't take long. Okay, we might finally get to our hotel in a minute. At some stage. Here we are at Best Western in Bendigo, just pulled up here. This is where we're staying for the next couple of nights. Got the office here. You got a TV, even a DVD player if you're old school. Bench here to put your luggage on, which we've used. Little kitchenette up here. So you've got yourself a microwave, got yourself a fridge in here. We found a kettle, a toaster, cutlery, cups. So really well stocked. Even got a bottle opener there if you want to bring back a bottle of wine from the regions around here. What's in this one? Anything? Nah, just spare. So yeah, so really good setup, and I mean it was really good price this place too. It was like $110 a night, I think I paid for it on special. Looks a little bit out of the centre of town, but hey, you can live with that for this sort of price. Just outside here is a courtyard. You got a table and chairs here. Looks a bit dated, but hey, look, if you want to sit out here and enjoy a drink, you can. So yeah, so we've got a fair bit of outdoor dining going on here. I'll tell you what, tomorrow it's meant to be about 37 degrees, so I reckon if it is, I might be in this pool tomorrow. Looks like it's a nice size. Not so much shade though, so it'll be pretty hot in there, but that's okay. So there's a lot of rooms here.
Our first stop in Bendigo after checking into our hotel was at the Golden Dragon Museum.
So they told us that the Chinese garden and temples close first at 4:30 and the museum closes at 5, so we've sort of arrived a little bit late in the day, so we're going to go and have a look at the garden and temples first.
Thanks, Pamela, for the hot tip. It's always helpful, isn't it?
This garden's stunning. Actually quite reminds me of China, to be honest with you. Like, we've been to China a few times, as you know. This Chinese museum here in Bendigo has the world's longest complete dragon. Wow. This is the Dragon Museum. So I was just asking the lady, she said this is the world's oldest and longest intact dragon. And I said, even in China? And she said, yeah, but the Chinese tend to burn these after a while, so hence this is why he's the longest and most intact dragon in the world. This Chinese museum here in Bendigo is very, very cool. Some really good dragons and dragon heads in here. We can appreciate this because obviously we've been to China a few times, so China's now part of our travels and our family since our daughter lives there, so that's quite unique. And now wherever we see or can find anything to do with Chinese history or the history of China in Australia, which is really strong in this part of Victoria where we live, because a lot of Chinese came out here as gold miners early on when the state was settled. So this is where this rich history of Chinese culture in Bendigo comes from. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Go back, enjoy your dinner.
We will.
Will.
Just near the Chinese Museum, there's a little walkway here, sort of heading to the centre of town. There's a nice green space area full of fruit bats by the sounds of it and looks of it. So if you want to hang out with Batman or Batgirl, or, you know, did you actually know that Melbourne was once upon a time going to be named Batmania? So okay, let's go in and have a look in the Bendigo Conservatory. A cool pub. And Indian motorcycles. Wow. Very cool. Okay, first night in Bendigo, we're heading out for some Indian food. So Indian's one of our go-to cuisines when we're out and about, because we all love good Indian. We're going to the Food O'Clock Indian Cafe and Restaurant, rated highly on TripAdvisor, so we thought we'd give it a go. It's Food O'Clock here, it says, so let's have a bit of an order, let's see what we can get. On the menu is lamb madras and butter chicken. Looks fantastic at this stage.
Waiting for some rice.
Waiting for some rice and some naan bread, and away we go. What's your verdict?
It's terrible. You shouldn't eat any of it. I should just eat it. It's actually quite delicious. Really tasty.
Got to say, the Indian food was fantastic. Food O'Clock Indian Cafe and Restaurant in Bendigo. Amazing. If you're in Bendigo, go there. Eat the Indian, the butter chicken, the madras, lamb. All really good. So dinner's finished, had our Indian. Now we're on our way back to our hotel. Thought we would stop in at Coles Supermarket to grab something to drink and something to have for breakfast. So let's go in and have a look. Okay, bought some groceries. Now we might buy some wine or some beers or some mixed spirits. We'll see what they've got. Hitting heavy stuff here in Bendigo. A couple of bottles of sparkling Moscato and strawberry spumante, taking us back to the teenage days here, so we'll give them a try and see what they're like. Saturday morning about 6 a.m, Beck's asleep. I'm just going to go next door here to the Apco Cafe service station, get myself a coffee. Good way to start the day. Skinny latte time. $5.95 wasn't too bad. Actually tastes quite good as well. The people you see here in Bendigo. Struck says Queen Anne's revenge. Well, he's on a set of crutches, so Queen Anne might have already had her revenge, I think. Well, just spent an hour sitting here in the Servo convenience store. They got a nice little cafe, so grabbed myself coffee, browsed the internet, watched some TikTok, made a few posts. Now I'm going back to our hotel to bring Rebecca back a coffee. That sun's looming large up here today because it's actually meant to be 37 today here in Bendigo, so it's going to be a stinking hot day. So we're going to get out a little bit early and try and do a couple of things before it gets too hot. Let's go back to our Best Western Hotel. It's only one floor, this place, but there's actually an elevator in here too if you want to go up that way. And we're over here in the corner. Number 14. Okay, so day 2. Sightseeing begins. We're heading to the Bendigo Historic Tram. Let's go, Dale. We got up this morning. I was looking for the key before we went out and ours was in the door, but so was that one. Here we are at the Central Deborah Gold Mine here in Bendigo, and the Vintage Tram, which is what we came to jump on. The Vintage Tram's like a hop-on bus tour in many cities, but it's a hop-on, hop-off Vintage Tram here in Bendigo. Let's go and have a look. Here we go. So a ticket for the tram here costs you $15 a person. You can jump on and off all day, but it also includes the above ground attractions here at the Central Deborah Gold Mine. This little sign tells us about the history of the gold in the area, and in Bendigo there was 700,000 kilograms of gold found over the time, making it the most found place for gold in Victoria.
And this is Walhalla. Do we have a video on Walhalla?
I don't think we do.
We should. Well, Walhalla is...
That one.
That one.
And it's like 5th on the list.
And why is Walhalla important to us? Walhalla is in the Gippsland, where we're from.
Just a few old buildings here and things for you to have a look at. No entry to the gold mine unless accompanied by a tour guide, so you can actually take a tour underground here. I think by looking in there it was about $35 a person or such.
Old machinery just laying around.
Definitely from the 1850s, that piece of machinery. What have we got in here? Just a bit of a visitor centre. So where can my wife find a gold nugget? Apparently just over here. This is one of the historic trams from Bendigo here. We're waiting for ours to pull up at 10 o'clock so we can jump on and have a look at the sights around Bendigo. This one's actually good. It's got the door open, so we'll jump in and have a quick look. Definitely old school, hey? So we're sitting on a tram that was built in 1914, so over 100 years old. It's been restored to its historical best. And we're about to take a lap of Bendigo on it. So first stop on the tram after the depot is Charing Cross, which is right in the centre of town. It's where you see the park. There's a fountain here. The fountain actually is...
On our left is Rosalind Park, named after Rosalind from Shakespeare's play.
The fountain is the designated centre of Bendigo.
The park was open.
So I've got off at the end of the line here on the historic tram, and we're going to what's called the Chinese Joss House. So a little bit more history, celebrating the Chinese influence and culture in the Bendigo region. So let's go and have a look. A bit of signage here on the history of the Chinese in the area. It said by 1855 there was about 5,000 Chinese living in the area, and that's how it looks now. The man at the information desk told us that this is the last building still in existence that was built by the Chinese on the Bendigo goldfields. So it's just a small temple complex. There's like 2 main buildings here, and there's a little information office where the guy behind the counter will happily tell you about the history of the place. You can buy a drink, pay your gold coin donation, but it even said you could use FPOS as a donation out there. So, okay, back to wait for the next tram. A bit of a statue here to Queen Vic, 1837 to 1901, the Queen of Earthly Queens. A lot of sculptures and artworks here around Bendigo. Actually quite impressed. Bendigo's a stunning city. Maybe I should have came here earlier on, but it's the 4th largest city in Victoria, with around 150,000 people living here. Apparently this is the Bendigo Military Museum. Okay, so we're going to go and have a look in the Military Museum. It's got a wall of honour here from people who fought from this area in the wars.
So it's very rare that I can still see rooms in a memorial, not a memorial, what are we in? A military museum that actually reflect on the RSL, which is Return Services League, isn't it?
Yes.
And how it was developed for returning soldiers.
Just entered the room that focuses on the Vietnam War, or the American War as the Vietnamese like to call it. This section talks about the different wars that Australia was in here. New Guinea. Kokoda Track is obviously iconic for Australians, something that many people feel the need to pilgrimage to today still and walk when it's opened. These information boards are quite good, got a lot of really good information. This one's about the bombing of Darwin when the Japanese came in, Thompson machine guns, Japanese artillery, binoculars, Royal Australian Navy, HMAS Bendigo, end of World War II. Australia's involvement in Crete and North Africa, Greece, Tobruk, the Pacific, the RAF in Europe and North Africa, and talks about Bendigo at war. What munitions and what industries were made here during the wars. The Western Front. Western Front would have been a nightmare. Me and Rebecca visited the Western Front about 5 years ago. Went to a number of the towns on this map, like Pozieres, Bullecourt, Fromelles. It was absolutely crazy. The distance between their trenches and the front lines, like mere metres away from each other. If you popped your head up, you would have been in big trouble. Gallipoli is always important for Australians. It's a day we celebrate every year, the sacrifices we made when the British sent us basically to be slaughtered. Okay, try and find a drink, something to eat maybe. Stumbled upon this little laneway here in Bendigo called Changery Lane. Let's go and have a look. So we start off with a coffee shop here. What else have we got?
Oh, there's inside. Yeah. Beautiful.
Coffee culture. What we got here? Clothing store. Little boutiques everywhere. Barber. All clothes. Just sat down at the cantina here in the main street of Bendigo. We're going to grab a drink and maybe something to share to eat. It's right on the main strip over there. There's the Tourist Information Centre. War Memorial was just up there. The trams seem to go past here regularly. Okay, so here are our cauliflower bites. Looking interesting. Our tortilla chips. So, this is lunch in Bendigo today. So apparently, Bendigo was the site of the first Myer department store in Australia.
We hope you've enjoyed the experience and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Passengers leaving us here are asked to wait for directions from the tram crew. Mind the step and use the handrail. While those of you choosing to stay aboard will have a few minutes to wait while our crew prepares for the next part of our journey.
St. Mary MacKillop. There's about a dozen doors on this cathedral, so I reckon I've walked nearly all the way around and then back and finally found the door. Let's have a look. One thing I will say today is it's not ideal weather for sightseeing. It's about 37 degrees here in Bendigo, so it's really, really hot, windy, dry and dusty, and if I was at home I'd be sitting in front of the air conditioner in the lounge room watching TV. But because we're driven 400 kilometres away, we're out sightseeing. regarded as the patron saint of young children and the guardian of children who are deceased. So he looks after the kids, which is really good. Ever going to be religious, which I'm not religious at the present. I think I could be Buddhist because it's all about peace and happiness, which is a long way away from what some of our mainstream religions seem to be about these days. Got to say, I really enjoyed my visit into there. I felt a real sense of serene and calmness in there, which is what Buddhism's all about, I guess. So yeah, it was well worth a visit. So we escaped the heat, got a little bit warm after a while, so about 4:30 we headed back to our hotel, turned the air conditioner on, laid on the bed and watched Friends. We're going for dinner?
We are going to the Shamrock Hotel.
Okay, let's go to the Shamrock Hotel.
In Bendigo, I think. That's
Okay.
what the lady said yesterday.
We're off then. Let's go. This is the Bendigo Town Hall. So it's amazing design. There's actually some amazing buildings around Bendigo, to be honest with you. They're very old and classically looking. Yeah, really heritage sort of filled town, to be honest with you. 6 p.m. here in Bendigo on a Saturday night. We're going out for dinner. It's 36.1 degrees still, so it's really, really hot. I noticed when we booked the seat at the Shamrock, they had Guinness on tap, so big Guinness it'll be. Here we are at the Shamrock Hotel. So just come in the Shamrock Hotel.
I'll bring the Guinness over shortly if you like.
Thank you. So I ordered the spiced lamb salad here. Looks quite nice. Rebecca's just gone for a classic chicken schnitzel, chips and veg with a bit of gravy on the side. Okay, so when we were on the tram this morning, we passed this ice cream shop here. So when we finished at dinner, we thought we'd come down and check it out. Mustic flavour and Biscoff.
Chocolate bites.
Strawberry chocolate bites. Where'd you get them from?
Yeah, the Cadbury one.
Okay, the wife put in an order for an iced coffee, so got her an iced coffee. Time to go back to the hotel, wake her up. We're going to hit the road. Okay, so drop the key off and time to head off. So we just decided to turn off the highway and head to a town called Malden. Not quite sure what's there, but had big signs saying tourist town. So let's go and have a look.
Malden.
Malden?
Malden.
Okay.
Malden? Malden.
So just out of Malden, we discovered this flat dredge. It says a porcupine flat dredge. Would have been used in mining. Historic relic of the past. It's now been covered in stickers and graffiti, but it seems to be what happens. Yeah. It's a pretty cool spot. Would have been better if they had a little bit of information, I guess, about it. These are the things you only discover when you get off the highway, I guess. I've seen a sort of dredge machine like this in Gold Rush shows on Discovery Channel. Big buckets there. Maybe Rebecca, would you like to go over that ramp? So here's some more dredge buckets for the bit of machinery that's in the water. Ant hole here. Okay, back in the car. Let's see what else we can find. What? Not sure what this old building is, but we're going to pull in here and have a look. There's an old train.
There's lots of old trains.
Yeah. The 371.
It's the old train station.
It's got the coal in the back. The Historic Railway, it's called. It's going to have a bit of a squiz in this old train station. So obviously they run Heritage Railway from here. Runs every Wednesday and Sunday. Costs around $50 to $70 a person. Malden Station. Let's have a look at this old banger, number 371. Would have certainly ran on this line many years ago, filled with coal to burn the steam to power it back in the day. Not currently sure if it's running at the moment because there's no brochures or anything in here, but this Sunday, but when it was running, adult 52 or 74, concession 47.68. Hopefully it was a good trip for that price. Okay, on the road again. Let's see what else is downtown. The Beehive Gold Mine. So let's go and see what's left of the Beehive Gold Mine. Probably not much. We can see a big chimney up here that they would have used once upon a time in this gold mining area of Victoria. Here's the old chimney, but obviously this was a busy area at times because there's a walking trail to the railway station that we've just been to, the State Battery, Machine Museum, South German Mine. Let's go over here and have a bit of a look where Rebecca is. Lots of old foundations here.
Did you see that sign on the side of it? There's a little sign on the fence that says, don't go over the fence, bricks may fall.
It's not real reassuring.
No, not really, no. And there's a couple, like you can see a couple loose on the other side, so we might take that advice and steer clear.
The Malden Hotel.
Do we want to just pull in here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, is there parking here?
Well, everyone else is parking, aren't they? So just taking a bit of a walk down the street here. Lots of All the Dessert Society. Looks pretty flash, that's for sure. Got a lot of old heritage buildings, as you can see, on that side of the road as well. Rebecca's going to have a look in the old style general store. Smells nice in here, doesn't it? Smells some spices and stuff. Nice cups, candles. The shopkeeper just tells me that Malden was the first notable town in Australia. And I asked him what makes it notable, and he said it's the finest example of a gold mining era town still around. So it is actually, it's really nice. Lots and lots of coffee shops, general store type of things along here. Really aimed at the tourists for sure. What do we got over the road here? Bushel shop, smash repairs, mechanical repairs, lolly shop down here. So yeah, really nice looking street. Okay, apparently the lolly shop is opened. Maybe. Doesn't look open, got no lights on, but apparently it is open. Okay, in you go. Rebecca's sussing out the lolly shop. Let's have a look. How you going? Very good. Rebecca's just sussing out what she wants and what we can buy here from the lolly shop. So we went exploring down the hill. Now we're heading up the hill to explore. I want to go to the bakery because I always like to go to a bakery. Let's see. Rebecca's just putting the lollies away for the trip home. What do we got here? Portier & Co. Another little gift store selling smelly stuff. Got an IJ in town over there. Gallery. Gold Exchange Cafe. Dear valued customers, we're closed. The Perfumery. Butcher. Malden Cafe, which seems really popular. Toasties on the go. Okay, let's cross the road up here and find that bakery. Historic Bakery. Sitting area. Malden Historic Bakery. Let's see how historic their pies are. In here? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, pies look good. I'm going to have one of them for sure. Just look what flavour they got. Beef and curry, beef and pepper, beef and mushroom, beef and onion, lamb, potato, rosemary, beef and bacon, green chicken curry, lentil, sausage rolls. Most definitely I'm having one of these. Okay, so we have sausage on a pie. Let's go and try it out. Got lots of nice cakes and sandwiches, stuff like that. So, do you want to sit down, or do you want to just? Yeah, if you want. Okay, they got a bakery garden here, so let's go and sit down and try our pie and our sausage roll if there's room. Anyway. Oh yeah, just there. Just that first table here. Let's try it out. Okay. Let's have a try. Flaky pastry, plenty of gravy. Bit tasty, tastes a bit peppery.
Peppery.
So, really nice pie.
Try it without sauce, please. That's nice, actually.
Good sausage roll. Okay, so our short time in Malden is coming to an end. About to get in the car and head back towards Melbourne because we didn't really get far from Bendigo when we stopped. We've only gotten maybe 20 or 30 kilometres down the road, so we've still got about 370 kilometres to go till we get home. Okay, bye-bye Malden. Castlemaine. This way. Okay then. Yep.
We won't be able to stop, I don't think, today. Although there's Vietnamese food over there.
That's worth stopping in itself. I don't actually know. I assume we just go up the...
This town centre's up
Okay,
there.
well let's go up the town centre and have a look.
The town centre.
We can always turn around and come back if it's not, can't we? I don't know if this little bit just here is the town centre, is it?
I don't know. I've been.
The joys of not being somewhere before. But it says town centre this way, so... But what I was saying is the town centre might only be a block long by the looks of it, so... Okay, maybe the streets go across. Oh, I've got a little shopping centre. Baker's Delight, BWS. Okay, there's plenty of shops and stuff up that way. So this is the town centre, and I reckon up at the end of this street here is the end of the town centre.
Do you want me to do a U-turn?
I would think so. Maybe go that way and come back around down that main street. It is St Mary's Hall. Okay, so we've got a couple of old buildings down here. Old pub, by the looks of it. Courthouse. Mulberry's Cafe. The Imperial Hotel, it says.
There's a church up there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Town Hall.
What's that one?
I'm not sure what that one there is. We've got the Goldfields Medical Group here, but Castlemaine Telephone Exchange, it says. Avery and Co. So, I would say go down that way, wouldn't you? Or do you want to go up near the church?
We just have to come back.
The Burke and Wills Monument. Okay, so we're sort of cruising the streets here of Castlemaine. Camping stores. Crusty Country Bakery. Not open on the weekends. Down here.
Down this one?
Yep. Let's go down here and have a look. Seems to be like another main shopping street. The Free Choice Tobacconist. K-Hub. Mini Kmart. Pharmacy. Bendigo Bank. Butcher.
Tourist information's over there.
This was the street we came up, was it? Left. Right.
Well, the theatre over there looks very...
Theatre Bar. Royale.
Doesn't it?
Do we want to get out here or not? Nothing we want to see, or?
You need to tell me so I can park my car.
Well, I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't mind. Love Shack Brewing Co. There's a Love Shack.
Our house is the Love Shack, honey.
Public bar and brew. All right. Well, we're going left.
Okay. Left, right, left.
I think we're heading out of town. So you got to tell me what you want to do.
Okay, we'll keep on going then.
Okay.
Castlemaine was quite a bit bigger than Malden, wasn't it? For sure. Got a Woolworths, BWS. Okay, let's hit the highway.